Hi, welcome back. It's Mrs. Hatterberg with Unit 1.1 Study 2. And today's recording, I've got my pup Roxy. She's on my lap, joining me today to learn about geography. All right, so right here, 1.1 Study 2, a rapidly changing discipline. When you see these words here in blue that pop up, those are vocabulary words. And if you click on them, what's really cool is that you'll see map making come up. You'll see the definition come up, and this holds true for all blue words throughout the entire course. All right, for a long time, geography was mostly about maps. Cartography was geography, but as you've seen, there's a lot more to geography these days, from meteorology to oceanography to demography and sociology. Why has geography exploded in so many different directions? What's responsible for this rapid evolution? The same thing that's responsible for many changes in our lives today, information technology. The explosion of information technology begun with the invention of computers in the 1950s and accelerated by the rise of the internet in the late 1990s, has left almost nothing in our world unchanged. Take a look and discover how information technology is changing the discipline of geography. Okay, lesson 2.8, or page 2 of 8, I'm sorry. The ever more accurate map. Modern geography may involve a lot more than maps, but the map is still at the heart of geography. Present-day maps represent a giant leap forward from the crude and often misleading maps of the past. I cannot go through this. Videos that have audio, you'll not be able to hear the audio recording over my screencast-o-matic video. So I encourage you to log on to page 2 out of 8 from Study 1.1 Study 2 to watch this little 6-page video by yourself. On to page 3. Going beyond maps. You've already seen how technological advancements like the astrolabe, compass, camera, and satellites have led to improved map making, or hopefully you did because you watched that last video, you logged on to do it yourself. Computers have been invaluable in furthering this progress, but computers have not only enhanced mapmaking, they've changed the way geographers process and present information. One of the most crucial advances in computer technology involves linking databases with mapping software. Databases record information on just about everything, from temperature and rainfall to the video games and movies that people rent. They also create new information by linking or comparing data. Geographic software takes that information and represents it visually, showing things such as weather patterns or the distribution of human traits in an area. For example, the 1950 U.S. Census collected information on how many people worked. It also asked people how much schooling they had completed. You can show the ratio between the two. Look at the map above or to the left. Which parts of the country had the most educated workforce? Which had the least? Which parts do you think were richer? Using the information in databases goes beyond traditional mapmaking. It plots the information in a way that shows spatial relationships. The results may look a lot like traditional maps, but they don't just represent land. They represent traits, behaviors, and even ideas. So this is a map that says high school graduates as a percent of the labor force in 1950. So the lighter the color green means the amount, the lower percent, 0 to 3%, middle color green, 13 to 26% of high school graduates, and dark green is 26 to 39. So the darker means the least amount of high school graduates that are percent of the labor force. Okay, so you'll see in Minnesota, we had high school graduates as a percent of 0 to 13, mostly 13 to 26% of the labor force. Back in 1950. All right, page 4 out of 8. Maps and technology. Technological advancements have been crucial in our making ever more useful and accurate maps, including those that show spatial relationships. So we'll do this activity together. Mapping blank enables cartographers to use the information. Mapping software enables cartographers to use the information in a database to create visual representation almost any data. The invention of the blank enabled mass production of printable maps. Invention of the printing press enabled the mass production of maps, which means that anyone can have an accurate roadmap to prevent themselves from getting lost. Orbiting satellites provide geographers with aerial photographs that give them an accurate picture of how the world is laid out. Yay. All right, page 5. Information in space. Today, a map just doesn't show you how to get from point A to point B. Maps are now tools of spatial thinking. They allow geographers to plot information so that they can track and predict storms or explain the behaviors of animal and human populations. They can even advise farmers about where a particular plant will grow well or fail to grow. Anytime a question includes the word where, a geographer is probably able to answer it. And with the increased use of information technology, the geographer can probably come up with some good ideas about how and why as well. Check out the links below to see the geographic representations that are available on the internet. This is only a fraction of what you can access. If you're interested in seeing a visual representation that doesn't already exist, there's no reason you couldn't create one. That's what geographers do every day. So here's a couple websites you can check out on your own time. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, National Weather Service, the West Nile virus at the Center for Disease Control, and business examples. Another of my favorite websites, which we'll probably be exploring this semester, is called gapminder.org. It's pretty amazing. Page 6 of 8. Geography is worth 1,000 pictures. Geographies arrange information in spatial terms, but they also work on just about everything that has to do with the earth and the people who live on it. Whether in a big city, the middle of an ocean, or a remote community, odds are you can find a geographer working there. I will read through this information here. Down and dirty with geography. Geographic Information System Technologies, or GIS for short, is a fast-paced, high-tech branch of geography that uses computer resources to collect, manage, analyze, and display all forms of spatially organized information. GIS analysts can answer questions that help government and businesses do their work more effectively. For example, 911 Emergency Response Service needs to make sure that the units that are dispatched following 911 phone calls respond with their assigned time frame, usually within just a few minutes. GIS computers can collect the data from EMS calls and map them as shown here, providing visuals that show where and how emergency response teams are working. This is just one of many examples of how GIS workers can improve planning and service through the cutting-edge information technologies. Down and dirty with geography part 2. Chemical oceanography is a subfield of oceanography specializing in the chemical content of the Earth's oceans. While this may seem as if its only interest is to fish and scuba divers, the chemistry of the ocean provides us with crucial information about the way humans are affecting the Earth's climate. One of the many things that chemical oceanographers study is carbon transfer. Ocean waters naturally contain a certain level of carbon that's absorbed from the atmosphere. In fact, the Earth's oceans have about 50 times more carbon than the Earth's atmosphere. But that amount changes over time, indicating changes in the atmospheric concentration. By measuring the concentration of carbon in the ocean, oceanographers can get a much better idea of how carbon is being added to the atmosphere through human activities such as driving cars and burning coal. It's important to know this because increasing levels of carbon in the atmosphere can affect the global climate, potentially leading to global warming. Page 3. Cultural anthropologists investigate the culture and the social organization of different groups of people. Cultural anthropologists often live with the people whom they study. They can learn the language, religion, and mores of the subject people. The purpose of these long-term observations is to gain a deeper understanding of how people understand and behave in the world. These studies can be interesting in themselves, revealing the creativity and diversity of the human race. Cultural anthropologists also provide invaluable information for understanding foreign cultures. Cultural understanding is essential for many people working in today's global environment, where contact among different, sometimes hostile peoples occur every day. The work done by cultural anthropologists provide diplomats, scientists, and business people, military leaders, humanitarian relief workers, and others with information that they need to help them cope effectively with potential sensitive situations. Page 7. Making the world a better place. Geography isn't just about studying the world. Humans have always used their knowledge as a tool to reshape the world. Geographic knowledge is no exception. Please log on to page 7 to complete this activity on your own. And page 8. Reshaping the world. As geographers learn more about the world, they increase humans' ability to make it a better place. Everyone, from engineers to trying to construct safe bridges, to dams, to environmentalists trying to protect natural habitats, relies on accurate information about the world. Providing that information is exactly what geography is all about. Technology is constantly reshaping the field of geography, and in turn, geography is helping to reshape the world. All right, that is it for 1.1 Study 2. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you for 1.1 Study 3. Bye-bye.